So in this video, cold email structure, we're going to cover three things. Number one, what does it look like, the email structure, if we're doing bulk B2B cold emails? Number two, if we're doing singular B2B cold emails. And number three, if we're doing bulk B2C, that's business to customer emails, if we're doing that outreach. So let's start firstly with the bulk B2B emails. Now guess what? We've already spoken. I've taken you through the Success by Design bulk outbound email strategy. That's the one that you see here where we buy the list, okay? And it's a specific list. For us, it's a list of people in their professions, and then we refer to them as in, hi, insert their personalized name because our tool allows that. The XX profession, which is very exciting or needs a lot of help right now, or you may have the following issues, we can help you see this, and this results in your business, okay? Would you like to set up time? Here's a link to our calendar. We would love to sit one-on-one with you and see if we can help you. Okay, so that type of mail, please send 5 times. The first one I spoke about. The second one, remember, is again, we tell you a little bit more detail about us, our experience, how long we've been in business, what clients we've helped, and we ask you to meet. Thirdly, we tell you the benefits of our services, and we ask you to meet. Fourth, we handle objections that you might have, and again, the CTA, we ask you to meet. Fifth email, we share a success story or two, and then we ask you to meet. If you haven't replied after 5 emails, which were roughly about 3, sometimes 4 days apart, then I take it that you're not interested at this point in time, and I stop sending you those emails. I basically pause for retargeting. I add the customer to the weekly email list, but still, he's still carrying the tag in our system that says he is part of that B2B, for example, manufacturing list, and we come back and we retarget him again. Now, he's aware of our business and he has shown interest because he has not yet cut us out. He hasn't unsubscribed, so to say. So there's something that's resonating with him. It just possibly is not that time for him. So that is when we do bulk B2B email services. And of course, like you know, I said before in the strategy, we connect with them on social. We might give them a call, but we actually retarget a few months later, more than likely, anywhere from like 3, 6 or 12 months. So that's bulk B2B emailing. Now, you might not be somebody who does bulk B2B emailing. You actually might have a specific list of customers who you want to address. It could be as little, possibly maybe 10 or 50 customers that you want to approach, and this means you need a much more personalized approach. You through what I've learned from an excellent salesperson called Patrick Dang, and he's actually a YouTuber. See that there are links here to his YouTubes in which I've actually learned these things. I think some come from the YouTubes, and some of my learnings might have come from a course that I've done with him, okay? But it's Patrick Dang that I've learned this from, and I've actually taken from this strategy, mixed it into my bulk email B2B strategy. But when I want to approach somebody directly, like somebody specific, I'm hunting you, then this is what I do. The layout of the email, as you can see, is more specific. So I basically say, and I'll take you through what Patrick's got here. Hey Patrick, just checking out your latest YouTube, or for example, your latest post on LinkedIn, and I saw that this is what you were writing about. Now we talk about the pain point that we can help with. So number one, so after I had a look at your website, or I read your posts, or I watched your videos, I realized that there is this gap in your market, or that you weren't doing this. Now and he's going to be like, you saw my latest post, you realize I have this gap in my products, and now you're going to go ahead and you're going to propose the solution. Now, if you're interested, my company can actually help you because we do this product, or we provide this service, okay? And let's set up time where I can actually tell you a bit more about it. You can ask me questions and we can take it from there. no obligation. And now at this point, you could actually insert some info possibly on your experience. Remember, we're doing a bit of a trust builder now, or some customers that you've worked with. That's optional, but I think it's a good sign because it builds trust, and then you give your call to action. So if you're interested, or if you can, here's a link to my online calendar. Let's set up time. So now you've sent him a very specific email. He knows this wasn't a bulk thing. You are specifically interested in me. You saw the pain in my business. You have a solution. I use something similar with my chatbots. Okay, so now what do you do thereafter? So anywhere from 3 to 5 days apart, you send him that follow-up message, right? Remember, it's specific. So you're working through a manageable bunch manually from your email box to their email box. Once you send it, you simply need to set a follow-up for X amount of days behind, but anywhere from 3 to 5, because you do want to stay top of mind. And your first email follow-up and your second and your third and your fourth look exactly the same. Hey, I just wanted to follow up. Did what I say make sense? Would this add value? Here's a bit more information. Insert a link to your calendar or let me know what time works for you. The second email, very similar. So the first follow-up shared a bit of objection handling. The second one could share some success stories. The third one might be a link to some articles we find interesting or some information in the industry that's relevant to him. And the fourth one could say, look, I'm not going to mail you again. If you're not interested at this point in time, that's fantastic. You can always come back to me. So that would be your fourth email where you end it off. And then you don't send him another email, another cold email sequence for a while, 6-12 months, because now we're going to put it down to the fact that he hasn't come back to say I'm not interested, he hasn't replied, he's possibly busy focusing on something else at this time. But the fact that you addressed him so specifically, you saw the gap in his market, you've been paying attention to what's happening on his website, possibly what's happening on his social media, and you see, I see that you need this service. Okay, but you've taken him through this cycle of actually building, well, he's aware of you, he's interested. You're trying to build trust, showing him your experience, showing him doing a bit of FAQs ahead of time. He's still not taking the bait. Okay, so now you put him aside, or in my mind, you leave him on the tab that says contacted in what month, and these are the people that I come back to. If I specifically sent out a sequence of emails to them like this. Okay, so far we've gone through the B2B bulk one, which we spoke about first. This is the cold email structure way, which is actually fantastic in my opinion, that Patrick Dang advises and that I've learned from if you're specifically targeting X customers. And this exact same sequence you could actually do on a social media platform as well, like Facebook or LinkedIn, if you're not doing it in email. But the important thing is track, okay, who you're doing it with. Now that was another benefit of why I actually got Sales Blink, because now I can actually put the reminders, and in my sequence process, the emails here, the going on LinkedIn is here. I remember that. What I want to talk about is actually some subject lines. This comes from Patrick Dan, so I'm just going to run you through it lightly. I'm in no way wanting to take credit for what he's done. So he's got some great short subject lines, which I've actually used a few of, and I must say it's definitely worth coming on. So firstly, you put in the person's name and you go, hoping to help you out. Are you the appropriate person? Which I found is quite great. I've gotten a few responses of that. Quick question. So it's a quick subject line that gets somebody's attention. You put in your their name and their company, or you just say hey. Actually, the hey and the are you the appropriate person has helped me before. A nice way in terms of flattering somebody is to say, congratulations, I see that your business was possibly featured on TV, or there was a great article in the Entrepreneur on you. Or maybe they got a new role that you saw on LinkedIn and you say, congrats on that new role. When I looked at your company, I saw this and I saw your post about this. We do this. I see it's a gap in your section. Would you like to get together and talk? Or if they've done an interview, you could say, I enjoyed watching your interview. People love flattery. Some more desired outcome subject lines, which is helping your team accomplish this. So here you're specifying is that I can help your team, for example, increase sales. I've actually used that one. turning your fans into brand ambassadors, possibly turning your customers into repeat customers, helping you actually save money on X, helping you make money with X, helping you solve this problem. Okay, so that's when you speak about the desired outcome. Remember, people do want the transformation. They don't as much want what you're selling as much as they want the result of what it will mean for them. The next point that's quite great is actually making the pain point your subject line, which is to say, are you having problems with sales? Are you having problems with people? Are you having problems with employees who don't pitch for work? Those are also great attention grabbers. And last but not least, to summarize, I want to remind you that whenever you're writing any email or any engagement, again, focus it around your customers' pain points. Focus it around what their results were. Okay, so we've gone over the B2B bulk email strategy. We've gone over the singular B2B bulk email and how to actually reference their posts or updates on their companies, their pain point, your solution, and get you into a meeting specifically with them. You could also point this to their result. The third thing that we are going to look at is the B2C emails. Now, B2C more specifically is when you're doing it in bulk. And in this point, you're actually possibly buying lists or you're acquiring email addresses. Remember, these people don't know about your product, so it's not like they've signed up from it. It's possibly a list that you've bought, for example, on Fiverr, like we spoke about. Okay, so you've acquired a list and now you need to mail these people for the first time. You're going to slowly but surely have those first few sequence of emails be an introduction. Okay, so 5 emails at least should be about, hey, welcome to so-and-so. Have you seen a few of our products? At the bottom, you're going to give trust signals. You're going to show them trust signals. We've been in business so long. We've helped X amount of customers. We've been on this show. You know, we were featured in Entrepreneur magazine. Things like that. So that's when you start out with a customer. You don't just send them, oh, these are our latest products. Because the first thing they wonder is, who are you? So they need some introduction emails. You know, speaking to the pain point that your products speak about, what they resolve, show 1 or 2 products, make it interesting. You know, they're going to open it and they're going to go, should I click unsubscribe or not? Then the decision they make with that very first email. So that first email should be a nice introduction. You should speak into that pain point and your solution, and you should give a trust signal. We have X amount of companies that work with us or customers in our books. We've solved so many problems. The next email should preferably be a success story or some scientific proof on your products or so forth, because you are still building trust and awareness and interest with this customer. So firstly, you gave them an introduction of who you are. You're now showing a success story. The next one should be FAQs about your products. You know, a link, if you'd like to know some more about our FAQs with products, go here. These are typical questions that we get answered. Fourth email could be, would you like to meet? Would you like to check it out a bit more? Possibly another success story or 2. But then from there on in, you can put them on the regular email list where you're just sending your products and your updates and your specials because you've already taken them through that journey. I would say to you again, maybe 6 or 12 months later, if they haven't unsubscribed, just to send out a series of success stories again, FAQs again, just to get their interest again. Remember, even though you've got a product, you've got to stay relevant. You've got to show how your product relates and solves problems for people. To keep bringing your customer in. I know that a lot of people just think that because I sell products, I can just show them my products. But sometimes you actually need to show how your product is being used, especially if it's not a popular type of thing or it's new to the market or it's new to this customer. You've got to build trust with them. You've got to have them see themselves use it. They've got to see how other people have used the product in terms of growing their interest and in terms of engaging them and getting them to buy it. What does your customer know about your product already? And possibly maybe you need to educate them so that they have more confidence and they will actually try it, especially if it's new in the market. So good luck with your emails.